Dignitas coming off the first win of the season with a bit of a revamped lineup. Shiphtur, got to say congratulations on the Penta. But ultimately, Crumbs, I want to start with you and say, you got two new people on the top and the bottom around you, or top and mid, I should say. What's it like working with those guys? How are you feeling about the team?
I couldn't be happier with the position that this team is at. Every lane is at the strongest point, I feel like, and really, over the past couple of days, it's just improvement after improvement, and I really feel like with this roster, like with the entire team that we have, everything backing us up, Scar, the coaching, everything, we're going to go places.
Shiphtur, 15-0, first Leblanc game on Dignitas. That's a nice start, but at the start of the game, it seemed like you were actually struggling a little bit in lane. How did you turn that one around? You were down in 50 CS at one point.
It was mostly because the initial gank where we got off Probably, I was actually pressuring him really hard because of an early level 2, but I wanted the next wave to shove, so I just, Crumbs, just take it all. I don't care. I just want it back. And I actually did a lot more roaming than staying mid at all. I've went top bot like at least twice before 10 minutes or so.
Crumbs, I kind of want to ask you before we get into the replays, when you have a change like this to two of your solo lanes, what did you work with Shiphtur and Zion, Spartan, and Dignitas to kind of vamp them up and get them ready in time to be at an LCS level with Dignitas' squad? I mean,
going off, obviously they're already an LCS caliber players, but as soon as we find out, we just started duo queuing. That's the easiest way to start getting hype, just duo queue over and over. And honestly, our record of duo queuing, like me combined with either Shiphtur and Zion, we probably have like 70 wins and like 5 to 10 losses. So it's really nice. Like we barely lose in solo queue. So
power combo.
Yeah, so just duo queuing all the time, that's a nice way to just kind of understand each other as a player. I mean, I've played against both of them for a long time, so we kind of know how each one wants to play or how they play. So it's not a crazy change to adapt to.
And, of course, it all ended in this game with the Pentakill. And we're going to get this up on the screen just so, Shiphtur, you can kind of walk me through, not necessarily the mechanics of this play, but just how are you feeling coming into this last one?
Okay, so all we want to do is try to pop someone because that's the way we could end it. I had my ult up right now, I think.
Yeah.
And if we just killed someone, it'd be an easy 4v5. I got a Champindo, didn't really mean much. We got the Nexus Tower, and then I think we get a really good route on Robert here. A really good Zyro.
Wow.
I get a 3-man distortion or something, get a chain on Robert, and then I just flash Q for the Karma. And then, Broken Shard, really good guy. That respect Penta. Just give it up.
I mean, maybe there was an outside chance he thinks he could kill you guys off the Nexus to extend the game a little bit longer.
So coming in on the first game, obviously you guys doing very well. Before we run into our next replay, I want to ask you, Shiphtur, we talked a little about the Scar coaching. When you came onto the team, was there anything you guys kind of had to talk out where you didn't meet eye to eye as mid laners?
No, I think me and Scar have always talked, even when he was on Dig, we've talked about mid lane matchups. We did 1v1s with each other, so we kind of knew how each other thought. So it was just really easy to mesh. Do you guys still do any 1v1 matchups, or are you only practicing against solo queue and other LCS mid laners? I usually ask Scar about like theory crafting and such, like item builds. I usually 1v1 other LCS mids because they're more in practice. Scar, he just messes around solo queue nowadays, so his mechanics are as top notch as they were before.
Got it.
Right on. And we're going to pull up the second replay on your screen, a dragon fight that we did replay and watch, but just to see it again, Crumbs, walk us through this one as we start. I believe the second dragon here.
This fight, I think, yeah, so we see Mundo. They're trying to finish Dragon, so they're really far behind. So pretty much at this point, they overcommit for Dragon because they're all deep inside the pit. So we're coming in for this. We're saying either blow them to flash over or just keep them there. He gets a nice chain on the stealth twitch, and then Shyvana's coming in for the flank, and then from this point on, getting Dragon, but being in a poor position to actually fight after is not the best thing. So we ended up pretty much wiping them here. We lost Dragon, but we ended up getting crazy map control. Got red buff after that, got their blue buff, and from then on, it was game over.
Yeah, even though it's objective control, it's not necessarily a good thing because you ended up losing a whole bunch from there.
Yeah.
Where does Dig actually kind of go from here? Because this was obviously Complexity coming in, just qualifying, not expected immediate LCS success, but you guys actually are. So how do you feel like now? I guess I can't get you guys to predict your stuff, but how are you going to be doing for the rest of the week as you're preparing for your upcoming opponents?
I'm feeling a 4-0 this week, to be honest.
Right. Any particular reason?
No, I just think we're a better team than our opponents.
Right on. All right. Knowing that, or thinking that as well, in the beginning of the game, you guys had the 5-minute dragon, kind of had something set to go, ready. Was that planned out, or is that something you could figure out you could take at 5 minutes?
Well, going into that game, we saw that Twitch and Karma were still staying top the entire time. They were freezing the lane for a really long time, and Zion was just jungling, and it happened that his route was going towards Dragon, so he was like, okay, well, if they're going to stay top, obviously their bottom lane doesn't have a TP to get down here. We can just take this free dragon. And then I think we ended up getting a kill for it too, because maybe Broken Shard tried to flash, was just lurking around, trying to get a steal, so we ended up getting a little bit more than just a dragon. So we did that twice and ended up just getting a big lead off that.
Right on.
Yeah, and this couldn't have been a better start for your guys' LCS season. But everyone kind of started out. Now we're going to have our first teams playing their second game, LMQ versus COG. Do you guys have any quick predictions for the final game of the day?
That's going to be a wild one.
Yeah, both teams, I don't know. They're both looking really strong. COG, I know, just in scrims, they do really well against us. I think Link has improved, like, he's amazing right now. Like, after All-Stars, he just came back and he's just destroying everyone.
After being touched by Fake.
After the Faker handshake.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Congrats on the Penta, and to Dignitas, congrats on the first win of the season for you guys. All right, everyone, we got to go back and spend some gold. But when we return, we'll get